piece of meat that I really, really love is a pork neck. Now this one has had the skin taken off and it's boneless, so it's going to be very easy when you get to carve it. I'm going to cook it in this gourmet dish that is really heavy, and because it's so heavy, it will transfer the heat wonderfully. But to get ready, I've got red onions, that skin still on, and then I'm going to put garlic straight in here, not even peeling, always looking for the things that make great flavour, but the least work. A few bay leaves and salt. I'm going to crush. Your bay leaves always are far more flavoursome when you crush them, and we'll layer that with about a tablespoon of salt, quite a bit of salt, some verjuice in the bottom of the pan, and then the pork, which has come to room temperature, is merely going to sit on top of those in the oven. So we'll spread them around a bit. Now I'm cooking it quite slowly, about 3 hours, and giving it a lot of moisture, 85% moisture, and the temperature of the oven will be 130. But one of the great possibilities with the Miele oven is very easily we can pre-program. Okay, so with the pre-programmed oven, I can put it straight in the middle shelf, and all I have to do is press start now and go and do a whole pile of other things like make myself look more respectable. The process is finished. The first process. Just the smell of those onions, the garlic, the verjuice, it is seductive in itself. But what we're going to do now is just take some Quince glaze and we're going to brush it on, and then we're going to turn the temperature up to 200 because we want to burnish the pork neck with this Quince glaze, and that caramelization that happens will add so much to the flavour. So let me turn the oven up first. All right, oven functions, fan plus, and here I just go up to 200 degrees and press OK. That'll bring that temperature up really quickly while I brush the pork neck with this glaze. Now this glaze is made with you can make it at home, but first you have to have a lot of quince. So you can melt, either make it from scratch or melt some quince paste with a bit of verjuice. So you've got that sweet sour I'm always seeking. I don't like sweet without sour, most of the time. Okay. I have to say, making the glaze happened simply because of a mistake one day. Often the good things happen that way. I've used about 1/3 of a cup, so I've been very liberal, and every edge has been brushed. I have to wait for the temperature to get up to that 200 degrees before I put it in because I want it to seize with the temperature. So the glaze all brushed on, back into the oven. It's come up to 200 degrees, right in the middle again, as quickly as you can do it, so as not to lose temperature. And that burnish will take somewhere between 7 and 10 minutes, but I want it really almost burnt on the outside, on the edges, almost. This is going to be all about the burnish. Now, what happens here is that verjuice and onion and garlic and bay we started with has become a syrup. So, and the glaze has burnished on the edges, which is what I wanted. So we are simply going to put that on the tray. There's no way we should carve it now. We need it to relax before we carve it. But all these juices that have become this beautiful syrup, now even though we didn't take the skins off the onion, it's all part of the dish. And if you had some crusty bread, I know what you could do is just, after the tray leaves, get straight into the baking dish with some crusty bread, and you'll be absolutely amazed by just how beautiful, how Moorish, how unctuous this pork neck is when it's been cooked like that. Now that's going to feed a lot of people. It's so rich. Perhaps 10 people. It's an inexpensive cut, beautifully cooked, and you're going to love every little bit of it.